Good morning, y'all. Marlene Bush, Stitching by the Lake. Today is Saturday, May the 16th, I think, and it's about 9:30 in the morning. It is very cloudy out. It's warm. The humidity is high, which is typical for Arkansas. We've had to turn on our air conditioner to try to take care of the humidity, mainly because when I cook or do most anything in the kitchen, it just gets unbearable. Yesterday I was canning some chicken broth that I had made the day before, and we had to turn the air on. It was pretty awful. My husband can't take heat very well since his chemo, so it got pretty cool in here at one point, which was nice while I was trying to cook. Um, I hope y'all are doing well and staying home, staying safe, staying well. We've been out a couple of times this week. Jerry had a dentist appointment on Tuesday. It was in Little Rock, which is about an hour's drive from us if you don't know the geography of Arkansas. I rode up with him. I did not go into the dentist with him, of course, because they wouldn't allow that. We waited in the car until it was his turn, and then they called him in. So I left there and very quickly ran over to the Shepherd's Needle to pick up a package of stuff that I had asked them to get ready for me. It was nice just to walk in the shop, even if I couldn't stay and stitch. Tuesday is normally a stitch day there, and we're not stitching right now. But it was good to see Ann and Sherry. So I ran, as soon as I got that done, it was time to pick him up, and I ran back over there, and we came right home. And then Thursday, Jerry and I both had doctor's appointments for our annual Medicare checkups. If y'all are not of this age, Medicare recommends and pays for one annual physical, and we always do that. We go in and get everything checked over. We were both doing well. I'm doing great. My blood pressure was 122/68. It almost always is. My blood pressure's good, and I had a heart cath a year ago, so my heart is doing really good. That's good news when you get to be my age. Jerry's blood pressure's not quite as good as mine. It never has been, and he takes medication for his, but he's maintaining, so we're glad about that. We did some yard work this week. We did some gardening this week. Something like a big dog. Our backyard's not completely fenced in, and we have dogs that roam this neighborhood. Something quite large stepped on one of my cabbages and killed it. I was most unhappy because it was doing really good. It looked great. I only had 2 cabbages in the ground and 2 in containers, and so I hated to lose that one. But I had some garlic over in another bed, so I just transferred it into that spot and hope it'll do well. I have an herb bed over on the side of the yard that I planted years ago, and I had the garlic in that. Unfortunately, the trees have grown so much that bed is now completely shaded, and it just won't grow anything. Well, there's a few herbs that are out right beside it. But I think I'm going to have my son-in-law till that whole bed up and just plant it with hostas. Since it's all in the shade, that ought to be pretty. What else is going on this week? Let me look at my notes. Oh, Jerry went to the barber shop. He got a haircut. I did not, but I'm going soon, y'all. I can't stand this back here. I could let this grow a little bit more, but y'all know how annoying it is. Have you been? Have y'all been to get a haircut? Um, hmm. I don't know of anything else any other news. No life updates. I'm going to get to see Raven, my little great granddaughter, today, and I haven't gotten to be around them since this whole pandemic thing started. Things are loosening up a little bit here. We will still be cautious and continue to wear masks and all that stuff at the doctor's office on Thursday. He told me that we really needed to continue to stay at home as much as possible and wear masks probably for up to a year, at least until there's a vaccine. I think that's primarily because of our age. For others, it might not be that way, but for us, it is. So we will do that. Wanted to tell you that several videos ago, I had one of the 2020 market cookbooks to give away. Anne at the Shepherd's Needle had given it to me. She gave me two, and I gave away one, but the second one was never claimed by the person whose name was drawn. So I redid that this morning, and the new winner is Bluegrass Stitcher. So if you would contact me, I'll put my email down below in the box, and send me your mail information. I'll get that off to you. I have gained several new subscribers, and that's exciting. I'm always excited when I get new subscribers. I don't know, why do we feel that way? It's like somebody says, it's a pat on the back and says, okay, you're doing good. The clouds are going in and out, y'all. That makes the light change. Anyway, that's nice to see, and I'm up over 4,700. I'm planning a really nice giveaway if I get to 5,000. So just keep watching for that. I hope I get there soon. It might be a couple of years, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get there. Let's see, what else? Stitch Mania. Let's talk about Stitch Mania. I've got to reach down here, and y'all, I have my computer propped up on a blanket and a pillow and a notebook, my little notebook. I have a spiral notebook that I write Bible verses in the mornings, and all of that is underneath it, so I hope it doesn't come crashing down. Let me pick these up. I have all of my little bags ready to show you. Uh-oh, one of them got out of order. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. Okay, let's see where we are. I think these go like this. I showed you last time all the way up through the 7th, the first week. On the 8th, I'm not going to go in order because I just dumped all these and they're not right. This is the one that I started on the 13th, actually. Hello Winter. Y'all know I just finished the Hello Summer one. I showed that to you a couple of videos ago. This one is really pretty. Plum Street Samplers has some great colors, but it gave me fits, and it was not the fault of the pattern. It was the fault of the stitcher. I was trying to multitask. I was watching something on television and trying to pay attention to it, and the phone would ring, and I started right here. You're going to have a hard time seeing it, but there's a star right there. That's what I started on. I stitched the whole star, and then I looked at it and I thought, well, that looks lopsided. And it was. It was off one stitch, and so I had to take the whole thing out, the whole thing. And then I restitched it and got about 3/4 of the way through, and it was wrong again. I don't know what I did that time, but I had to take it out again. And so I stitched it for the 3rd time. This is on a fabric called Delicate Beige. It is a 28 count. And here, let's see, I'm going to hold it back here and see if you can see. And I did get that star done and 2 other stars, but that's as far as I got on this after taking this one out twice before I got it right. I think if I hadn't gotten it right the 3rd time, it would have stayed a lopsided star. I don't know why that was so hard for me. There's really nothing hard about it, but it just wasn't coming together for me. On most of these, I have not used all of the called for threads because I didn't have them all. I have done some substituting. And that white that I put on there is 38.65. Now, I don't know if that was the call for or not, but it was the one I could get to show up the best on that delicate beige fabric. I also started Peppermint Pals. That was on the 14th. This is a Brenda Gervais pattern. You'll remember it when you see it. This adorable little snowman. I got him at the Midwest Stitchers retreat in Amana, Iowa, when we were up there. I am stitching it on 28 count, picture this, plus Ariel. And again, I didn't have all the called for threads, but I got a lot done on this one. Now this is another one where the white stitches may be hard to see, but the border's showing up nicely, isn't it? Let's see if I can get a little bit closer and you can see that I got the outline of his face and part of his white filled in. His cheeks are done, his eyes, and his carrot nose. Those cheeks, that actually was the called for color. I think it's Old Marigold. In the picture, the cheeks are a blush pink. This is not a blush pink. It's got a more of a peachy tint, orangey almost. I'm going to reserve judgment on that until I get the whole snowman done. And if I still don't think it looks right, I'll take those out and substitute a different pink. Don't you just love the border? I love those colors against this blue. That one went faster than I expected it to, so I think that was just one day's worth, and that was about a third of it. So I'm going to say probably 3 more days would have that one finished. This is the one I worked on last night. This one is called North Winds Blow. It's an older pattern. It looks like this. This is a picture. It's old enough that that's how this one came. Really pretty. It is Stacy Nash. It's from 2014. 2014. And it is 32 count Belfast Natural. And I got quite a lot done on this one too. I got all the words and this border. Now it's got a few motifs down here and then a floral border here. So this is several days out. I would imagine another, I don't know, 5 days probably, because that border is pretty dense. It's a beautiful floral, and I want to stitch it. Let's look at that again. See the floral? The motifs won't take long, but that little floral border, y'all know how that can be. It can take a while. This was a kit, so I don't know what color these threads are, and they're all topsy-turvy here, but you can see they're quite variegated. No, you can't see that. They are quite variegated, though. They go to almost a grayish lavender. I'm trying to use the mostly dark parts of the thread because that's my favorite. But if I have to use the others, especially in the floral, I will do that. Those were all in the group that I showed y'all to begin with that I said I was going to stitch. This one was not. This one I just got, Project Quarantine, Brenda Gervais, and y'all have seen it stitched, I know. I love this one. I love the colors in it, the combination of colors. I don't love that this is over 1. Now, I've not gotten there yet, but it's not a lot of over 1. I know, who's stitching this? Jen from Felicity Stitches is working on this one right now. What day did I do that one? Project Quarantine was on the 12th. I write everything in this calendar. And it's on 27 count Witchell Jobelin lamb's wool. And I don't know where I got this, but I'm going to say Hobby Lobby. But I've had it for a while, and I mean, I loved stitching on it. Loved it. It's a big piece, and I didn't cut it, so it's bigger than I need. Let me see if I can get that a little closer. It's going to be so pretty. This one's going to take a while to finish for me because there's so many. I find that I'm getting a little frustrated with Mania because I don't want to stop on some of these. This is one of them that I just didn't want to stop stitching. But I knew I needed to go on to the next day if I was actually going to follow this plan. And I only have 6 more days, I think. So I really feel like I need to do it. On the 11th, I started this Set Free pin keep. This was a kit. It's one of the club kits. It's from Scattered Seed Samplers, Tammy Black. I always like her colors. I can't get that where you can see them very good. There, that's a little better. Her colors are very subtle. Nothing glaring. I don't care for brights a whole lot. This one was another one that gave me a little bit of trouble in the bird cage. Just the count. I just was off on the count and had to go back and take some stitches out and redo. I think from this point on that it's going to go really quickly. And this one shouldn't take very long to finish either. One of my first goals when Mania is over for June, the first couple of weeks in June, is to go back to these small ones. And of course I'm doing almost all small ones. And try to finish the ones that I think can be finished quickly. On the 10th, I'm just going backwards on dates, aren't I? On the 10th, I started Needleworkers Accoutrement, and I started this needle row. Very pretty, isn't it? This is another one that I got at the Midwest Stitchers Retreat when Brenda was there. Now, I don't know what I was thinking when I started this. Can't tell you. Wasn't thinking. But somehow I turned my fabric. I do know what I did. I'm not sure I can explain it. When I put my fabric in a hoop, I put the screw part at the top. When I'm working with my sit-on stand, that's fine. That works fine. But sometimes when I'm using the stand that I use on the table, a clamp on, that screw part can get in the way. And so I decided when I put this fabric onto my hook that I was going to use the clamp-on stand and I was going to turn that top screw part to the right. To make sure that it was out of the way of the clamp. That's what I did. But when I did that, I laid it down, came back later to start stitching on it, and put it back in the clamp exactly like I always do with the screw part at the top, which meant I stitched on this fabric sideways without knowing that I did it. I should have started here and gone down. Magnet. Instead, I started on the side and went down. So now I don't have room to put the Bargello part. I decided I would just change it around. I won't do the Bargello. I will do the little motifs on the side and make it into a needle book. I don't know how, but I can do it. I know I can do it because I looked at it really hard and thought, you can do that, Marlene. Giving myself a little pep talk. I'm just going to reorient things a little bit. I started on the 9th, Ode to an Orc Basket by Brenda Gervais. I've started a lot of Brenda Gervais ones, but I have a lot of Brenda Gervais ones. I don't have a picture of that. I only have the pattern because it actually came in a box and I didn't bring the box in here with me. This one is stitched on a 40 count, picture this plus doubloon. Now y'all, I've never stitched on a 40 count. I hope I never do again. Actually, it's beautiful. Let me move this needle minder. It's really beautiful, but it is absolutely imperative that I have sunshine when I'm stitching on a 40 count. Even though I have my light and my magnifier, it's just imperative. This wing is a satin stitch, and that was easy. I didn't have any trouble with that at all. But some of these others, they're just small enough that my eyes are not happy with that. I probably will try a 40 count again, but it won't be soon. I'll put it like that. And on the 8th, which was actually the first day since in this last week for me, I started Elizabeth Jane by Blackbird Designs. One of the anniversaries of the heart patterns. I'm stitching it on 32 count vellum. Is that a new fabric? And this is how far I got. And I thought that was pretty darn good. I got pretty good. This looks funny to me right here. I'm going to have to go back and take a look at that. I think I stitched too tight. My tension is off there. It's just a single stitch, but I don't like the way that looks, so that's coming out. But other than that, it did fine. Here's the pattern, and here's what I got done. So I did the Remember Me at the top, and the top border started down the side and did the bird that is on the roof of the red house. I'm looking forward to starting the houses on this one. Okay, what comes next? I have how many more? 6 more? 5 more? Today's the 16th. 5 more. 5 more to get in the 20. And I have about 8 in my basket as potentials, but I think I'm going to pull one larger pattern to start and not do all small ones, not completely. I don't know. Haven't decided that for sure. I'll decide probably this afternoon. Had one other thing I wanted to tell y'all about today. Which video was it? 2 or 3 videos ago, I told y'all that I had taken all of my fabric and pressed it, ironed it, and sorted it, and folded it, and put it back in the drawers. I keep it in DMC drawers. I think I'm going to have to change that, but for right now, it's all in drawers in DMC cabinets. And I was really glad I did it. I was kind of encouraging y'all to kind of look at yours as well. And the reason I was glad, because I can tell what I have and what I need to kind of build up my stash. And I commented that what I could see right off was that I didn't have 28 count neutrals. I had a few of, different colors, orange and those kind of things, but not neutrals. I was really, really low on neutrals. And that the reason for that is because I love stitching on 28. If I have a choice, that's what I'm going to stitch on. With a couple of exceptions, I like 32s. Well, I don't need to go into that, but 28's my favorite for the most part. But 32s seem to look better on a lot of things. I don't know. I waffle. But anyway, 28's my favorite. And that's it. That's all I just commented. Well, then that week I was contacted by a friend, a Flostube friend, a subscriber, who said, I've got some 28 count I'm not going to use. Would you like to have it? And I said, sure, that would be great. And I sent her my mail information. Now, I envisioned an envelope coming with a piece or two of 28, but that is not what happened. First of all, it was a box, a good sized box. And it had in it a Hands Across the Sea card. I love these. You know, they have a pattern on the back that comes from one of the samplers. And I had the sweetest note in here from Susan. That's all the information I'm going to tell you about her, because she would like to keep that private. And in the box, I've got it right here beside me. In the box, there's fabric, but there were also charts that she had decided she wasn't going to stitch, that she wanted to share with me. I did not have any of these charts. So let me show you what she sent. Every one of them is beautiful. This Chessie and Me, Keep Home in Your Heart. That may be the first of these that I stitch. Chessie and Me, Gettysburg 1862 sampler. One of the Erica Michaels berries, the Sweet Freedom berry. A Jeanette Douglas pattern. This one is Cozy into Winter. Don't you love those colors? I had not seen this one before. This is from Bee in My Bonnet, Lori Holt. And it's called A Primitive Village. The colors don't exactly look primitive, but I love the pattern. I can change the colors on that. And it comes with a little scissor fob or key. It's actually a key ring, I think, but could be made into a scissor fob. So that's a cute one. Shakespeare's Peddler, The Friendship Tree. And Heart and Hand, Friendship Garden. And along with those, there were some of this kind of project bags. Y'all know, you see me using those. I had some in there. I love those. You can see through them a little bit. They're good and sturdy. They have very nice zippers on them. And then this box is full of fabric, 28 count fabric. I'm not going to try to show you all of it, but I will show you some. This is a Stormy Gray Jobelin. Until this week, I really hadn't paid much attention, I suppose, but I am stitching something this week on Jobelin and love it. Just love it. And this is a 28 count raw natural, and that Stacy Nash piece is on natural, and it's been great fun to stitch on. This is Wren Lugana and Mushroom Lugana. Some of these pieces are small, but y'all, look at this. Some of them are not small. This is Witchelt Thyme. Thyme is what I stitch my books of the Bible on. This one has a little bit more of a green tint to it than a brown tint. I'm looking at that piece that's up on my wall. But this is the same fabric, just a different dye lot. 28 count Summer Khaki. Look at this. I can't hold it all in one hand. I have never, first of all, I don't know that I've ever been quite so surprised or touched. That was the most generous act I have ever encountered with stitchers. I've gotten a few gifts over the last 3 years that I've been doing videos, and they've been beautiful. I've gotten some stitch pieces that were just amazing. Just because people will stitch something and send it to you is amazing to me. But this came on a day um, that I've had a few hard days this week. Just not being able to sit down and share a meal with my whole family, with all the kids and grandkids. That's been really hard for me. I'm beginning to feel a little isolated. I'm not telling y'all anything new. You are probably feeling the exact same things that I am. I'm feeling a little isolated because I don't get to see any of my stitching friends. There are no retreats, and I don't have any retreats planned. So anyway, I've had a hard few days. I'll put it like that. So this was very special, and I am very, very grateful. So thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to just say to everyone out there, you know, every time I've sent something, from a postcard to a little stitch piece to a pattern, it's always exciting to people to get little things like that. So if you're at home and you know you have friends stitching friends, just pick out a pattern that you've already stitched and send it to them, or pick out a couple of pieces of DMC and send it to them, and just tell them you're thinking about them, because honestly, it makes a huge difference. It really does. And one other thing I want to tell you, Mother's Day, we had a wonderful Mother's Day. My girls came over and we sat on the deck, and my grandson and his family came, Cade and Cora, and played out in the yard, and we had a wonderful visit. It was a beautiful day. We were able to stay apart, but yet see each other and have such a good time. And the girls gave me two very, very thought-filled gifts. One is a pre-order of a book. I follow a Facebook page, the Bangor, Maine Police Department. Tim Cotton is the writer of that page, and he has written a book that is coming out in June or July. And I've talked about him multiple times to my kids. He's just a great writer. And so they pre-ordered his book for me, which I thought was really sweet. But they also gave me, I don't know if they do it where y'all are, but here, Walmart will do a home delivery of groceries. And you can pay for it one delivery at a time, and here it's $7.95. Or you can get a year package of deliveries. And the girls gave me a year of free delivery from Walmart. I've had one delivery already. It was fabulous. I just put it in my app, sent it in, they have my credit card. It was delivered to me the next day. They put it on my carport. I don't have to go out. They put it there, and when they're gone, I go out and get it. It was wonderful. So I wanted to be sure and mention that to y'all. I think that's all I have. I'm a little over 30 minutes. Y'all know I try to stay under that. I hope that things are going well for you. I'm excited because I'm going to get to see Raven this afternoon, and then I'll have the whole afternoon to do some stitching. So it's going to be a good day. Y'all stay well and stay safe. Okay? Love you. Bye-bye.